Hello and welcome to the trade setup. In this video we are looking at nano nuclear energy. This was a stock analysis request from a couple of viewers and I wanted to let you know that anyone can make these requests and I will most likely cover them, especially if there is an actionable trade setup to follow. And in the case of this chart, we don't necessarily have too much of a bullish interpretation going on because we are certainly tracking in the best case scenario, in the bullish scenario, a leading diagonal forming to the upside. And I do have a couple of options here, so I could consider this the wave 1 top, here a wave 2 bottom, and in the third wave to the upside I would be looking for an overall ABC pattern where I could consider this the wave A up, a wave B down here, and then a wave C that would follow to the upside and would be expected to form a 5-wave structure completing this larger wave 3. Now in general, the ideal target for this wave 3 to the upside would be the 138% extension of the wave 1, the $182 level around that area. But I do want to point out there is also the risk that this could be the wave 1 top here, and then we would be here in a larger ABC even that could still work out. I probably prefer this interpretation where we formed a wave 1 top here and now we have an ABC pattern ongoing, but I do also want to mention that part of this ABC structure within the wave 3, we do also have the risk of having within the wave A something like a 1, 2, a 3, 4th and a 5th, and we could be in a larger correction already in a follow-up wave B. So unfortunately, the clarity that it is provided to us on this chart isn't necessarily there, so it's not one of the high quality setups that we always look for. There is potential, quite a lot, but at this point there isn't a lot of clarity, which makes it that much less interesting than other charts, even some of them that are in the same sector as this one, like the New Scale Power chart or even the Oklo chart, for which I actually made a video just last week about the perfect entry, and we seem to even be heading towards it already. Now, in any case, we can still track a potential upside in this area where we have an ABC structure ongoing, and within the wave C, I am tracking this as a double 1 2 1 2 setup that could be going on right now. And within this internal 1-2 setup, I would like to hold support for such a supposed wave 2, which in this case would be at the levels between, let's see, the $45 level all the way down to the $33 level. And as long as we hold here the 78.6% retracement, we can still look for a possible impulse forming in this area with decently high likelihood, since I can kind of count 5 waves within both of these movements to the upside. But I do have to warn you, this wave C could be in the end unfolding as an ending diagonal, meaning that this could turn into a larger wave 1, an ABC in a wave 1. And then we would be looking for an ABC in a wave 2, which could take us even below the beginning of this supposed wave 1, and then still allow for continuation higher in an ABC in a follow-up wave 3. But the problem is that would actually decrease the reliability of this chart by a very significant amount, to the degree that it would probably be best to actually sit on the sidelines for the most part, unless we get some more clarity after we form a correction here, we form an initial larger 5-wave move to the upside, and then we can look for a 3-wave correction in a possible wave B in that case, and then we could look for an additional entry in wave C. But honestly, it would be best for the chart and for the clarity and for us if we manage to hold this area of support and form a 3rd wave from this area instead. Now, in the shorter time frame, we so far have a 3-wave structure that seems to have formed to the downside, which is actually good. It does suggest that the correction could be complete. We did reach so far the 61.8% retracement, which is the golden ratio. We did have some structural support here as well, and if we are to push lower, we have the 78.6% retracement still, which is in line with additional structural support in this area. Now, even if we managed to only form 3-wave structure to the downside, we also only have a 3-wave structure to the upside. So if we really have formed the bottom, I would need to be looking out for an initial leading diagonal in an additional wave 1 to the upside before we have a more reliable setup, at least directly from this low. And that is fully due to the fact that we have only a 3-wave structure in this area. And it also suggests to us that there is also a significant risk that this correction could extend into something like an ABC structure to the downside, and in that case I would be watching out for resistance here in the area between the $44.6 level all the way up to the $54.6 level. And we will be tracking this in the yellow interpretation, and in white we can also look for a shorter time frame support zone area, but keep in mind it is for a 3-wave structure. There isn't the reliability that we are looking for presented to us here, only the fact that we have a larger wave 1 that we could consider and that we are in a larger time frame support zone area. But yeah, if we are looking for a short term area of interest of support, this is it. This is between the $44.3 level or all the way down to the $39.2 level, but it doesn't have the high probabilities once again. Now, as long as we don't manage to break within this structure out of this resistance area in yellow above the 78.6% retracement, I will track this as a possible ABC, which could even be just an extension of the wave B correction in yellow. But yeah, if we manage to break above, the probabilities would shift and we could start considering an initial leading diagonal to the upside within a wave 1. And for now, there really isn't much else to add. These are the levels, this is the trade setup. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe and let me know what else you want me to cover, and I'll do my best to do that in the days and weeks ahead. And until then, I hope you have a nice day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.